Hi, hello, welcome to part 2 where I talk about my quotes, my Q&As, and my topic of the week. So exciting. I look a bit rough than the last video, a bit rougher, so I should say, than the last video because I've showered and I've eaten more because I was hungry. It's about 3 hours on since I did that last recording because I got caught stucking to my best friend slash roommate. And we have been catching up on a couple of days worth of stuff because we just haven't seen each other. So yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why I'm apologizing. It doesn't affect you even in the slightest. Okay, so I have 2 quotes of the week, not one. My first quote is, just follow the path you're on, because if you think about or focus on what could go wrong, you'll find that's likely to happen. Basically, this is that if the best way that I can describe it is when you're driving on a road, okay? I have a road near my house, and there's like it's kind of narrow, but it's like 90 k's, right? And there's like a railing along either sides. And my best friend hates driving along it because she thinks she's gonna run into it. But the thing is, for me, is like that doesn't even cross my mind because I follow the road. Whereas she, in her mind, she focuses on not hitting the railing, whereas I focus on driving on the road. So I'm worried less about the railing, and I'm actually probably less likely statistically to not hit it because I'm focused on driving on the road, not focused on not hitting the railing. So it's about having a directional approach to things, thinking about everything that's going to go right and could go right, being aware of what could go wrong, but not going like, okay, if you go into a business going, I cannot go bankrupt, we can't do it, you're probably going to go bankrupt because you're focusing so much on it. But if you go into a business going, okay, this is how we could go bankrupt, let's try not to do that. We're aware of the issues, we're aware of what could go wrong here. Let's focus on making money and succeeding. And that's what your focus is. You're focusing on the positive side of things and going towards the light, not steering from the darkness. My second quote is, worrying is like worshipping the problem. Holy hell. Whew. I hate worrying. I'm not a worrier, and if I am, I could snap myself out of it. It's usually I'm having a bad mindset day. I will snap myself out of that problem so fast. But yeah, worrying is like worshipping the problem. You're like literally paying it so much attention, and it's like, why? It's like an annoying person. It's like, you're polite, you're nice, you know they're there, you're not rude, but I'm not going to be entertaining them because they're not worth my time. That's what you should do with problems. Be aware, know they're there, sort them out, but don't entertain them for longer than necessary because it's just going to weigh on you. It's just going to weigh on your shoulders. You know? Cool. Anyways, let's get stuck into Q&A. So I'm actually super excited for Q&A because there were so many good questions that I answered on my Instagram that I want to go into further detail with. And it's like I could have done a video, and I kind of wanted to do a video on my Instagram and post it on my story. But I also wanted to have some more content for YouTube, and when I was writing those stories, I had zero energy. So I got asked twice. I answered it, and then I got asked again about OnlyFans and adult entertainment. No, I don't do it. No, I don't see myself ever really doing it. There was a couple times where I thought I'd dabble. There was one time that I actually created an OnlyFans account and I posted stuff, but it wasn't accessible. I just like did it, and I was like, should I do this? And I thought about it, and I was like, no, because I'm someone who wants to build a brand around my brain, not my body, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not out here trying to post my ass to be like, hey, I'm sexy, follow me. I'm more, hey, I look good because I earned this, and hey, I have really great mindset, and hey, I love fitness, and hey, I love going to the gym, and hey, look at this back that I'm building, and hey, I'm gonna have abs one day. That's what I want to be followed for. Leading into that, I actually noticed, so I've actually had so many new people follow me in the past few months. Probably like, I want to say like 300-400 new followers in the past 6 months. But my actual number has only grown by about 100, maybe 150, which is cool. Like, I love seeing it go up. I look at the insights, and so many people unfollow me as well, and I could not be happier about it. And I was talking to someone about this, and they're like, oh, why? They're like, you should be upset about that, right? And I was like, fuck no. I was like, I can understand why some people take it personally, but no, like, I don't want people following me who don't like my content. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my god, but like, what do they want? Like, what do they want? Like, what's gonna make them happy? Because that's exhausting. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna say, okay, this is me, this is what I'm posting, this is what I have to offer. If I can make my content more engaging for people to watch and view and find it more interesting, more captivating, then yeah, I'm gonna do that. But I don't know how to do that yet, and that's something I need to invest in to learn, which I can't right now, but I will. But right now it's literally just me, raw, completely me. And if you want to unfollow me because you don't like what I'm posting, then great. Why would I want you here? Like, do you know people I follow? I follow like 300 to 400 people. As soon as it starts getting up to that 500 mark, I go through and go, okay, that's too many, like I'm unfollowing some, because I'm not on social media a lot. Like, I'm not gonna see all that many people. I unfollow people that don't really like post things that motivate me. Like, I'm not here to look at your life or like what you're updating. I'm here to be inspired, and I'm also here to inspire, and that's kind of it. If you're close to me and I care about you, I'm gonna follow you as well, because I want to know what's going on in your life. But if I'm not really talking to you at least once a year, I'm not following you. Like, it's, and don't take it personally. And I'm not gonna take it personally if you want to unfollow me. Like, if I'm not posting stuff that like is touching you in some way, then that's fine, unfollow me. Like, I'm actually really happy, because it means that like I'm filtering out the people who don't want to unfollow me. So it's going to get to a point where less and less people are going to be unfollowing me, and it's just going to be growth. So the more people that unfollow me now, the better, because it means I'm heading towards growth, if that makes sense. Anyways, we're talking about adult entertainment. So I love my body, and I do post sort of like sexualized pictures, but none of it is actually like meant to be like sexualized. Like, I'm not like, oh my god, look at me, sexualize me, nothing like that. It's just, look at my body and how sexy it looks. I did that, I earned that, and I'm proud of it, and that's why I post it. Like, I'm not posting it to get bad attention or like wrong attention, even though it's not. I wouldn't probably sell it or do it like that. I don't know, I just don't want that kind of attention. I've had it in the past, not for money, but I've had that sort of attention where it's like very sexualized, and it's like a sweet treat now. You know, it's short-term satisfaction, not long-term gratification. Next question, someone asked me, how do I manage my schedule? It's a great question. I have a new routine or new schedule every couple of weeks. At the moment, it's very hit and miss because of the stuff that I've got going on. I just try not to procrastinate with my time, and I try not to waste it. Like, I have a few people, some of you would know, that have reached out to me to try and organize like a session or a dinner or a run or a walk or something, and I'm just like, I would love to, but I seriously do not have the time in my day. Like, I have time for very little people. Like, my best friend, even, she's one of the people I have time for. Her time, like, we hardly talk now. Like, we don't catch up much. Like I just said, I had to spend like 2-3 hours chatting with her. Even then, like, that's just cut into my sleep time, my recording time. I wanted to edit and post today, and I'm not going to be able to now because of that. So my days are usually that I wake up early. I start my day pretty early to like make sure that my like whatever levels, stress, cortisol, something, I don't know, don't get too high. And I just have a real nice relaxed morning. I don't want to get too stressed out by rushing around. So I just take my morning really slow, prep my breakfast, prep my lunch, all that. Make sure I look my best so I feel my best, like I said in my last video about habits. Go to work. Then from work, I go straight to the gym. I don't waste time fucking around. I go straight to the gym, I get changed, I go do my session. If I have a tight turnaround on a day, I make sure that that session is done within an hour. Like, in and out. Like, I've walked into the gym at 3, I'm walking out at 4. That includes warm up and warm down. So I smash that session out. So my sessions are usually about 4 to 6 exercises. So leg days are probably that 4 to 5, and then upper body is like that 5 to 6 range. So rest breaks on a upper body day are about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. Leg days are about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. So leg days are going to take longer than the upper body days. But yeah, so leg days I try to do on days where I have more time in the day, and upper body I try to get done on a work day. Doesn't always work out like that. Like Saturday, Sundays, I usually do 10-hour shifts. One of them's a leg day, one of them's an upper body day. Saturdays are usually my leg day, so they kind of just, yeah. kill me. But I just don't have a lot of time for things that don't serve me, essentially. And if I do, I try to make the most of that time. So for example, traffic. I have orchestrated my life to make sure I don't sit in traffic. I don't finish my work from Monday to Friday in peak hours. So I have a 10 to 15 minute drive home, not half an hour. To the gym, it's 20 minutes, not half an hour. So I'm saving time there. When I'm in the car, I do listen to some music, but honestly I'd rather just listen to podcasts because I feel like it's like multitasking. Like if I'm sitting in the car driving and I'm listening to music, to me it's like, what else could I be doing? I check on a podcast because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to be sitting there driving in the car just doing nothing for half an hour to an hour. Like that's literally my time. So I'm going to do something productive, listen to a podcast, learn something, get inspired. Can do that at the same time. Like if I could afford a driver, I would, but I can't. Yeah, organizing my schedule. I don't know, just making sure that everything's set up and ready. Like just be like, do it now. Like that's something I'm trying to enforce on myself. Like I have so much washing lying around. You'll know, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I can't do my washing. Like I can't. I do it. Like I get it clean, I hang it out, I bring it in, I put it in a basket, and it stays there. And once every like 2 weeks, I fold it all and put it away. The whole like do it now thing, it's like it's a 2-minute job, just do it now, like don't stress about it. Study. I find the best way when you have a lot of things that you want to do throughout your day, if you struggle to organize your tasks, I think it's good to like chip away at one thing every single day. So let's say my podcasts. Ideally what I would be doing, so my things that I have to do throughout the day, ideally, okay, I've got 4 reels to make, I've got 2 podcasts to film, I have to edit those, I have to prep 2 meals, I have to go on, let's say, 4 runs, I do my 5 sessions, my 2 Pilates classes, work as well, clean my car once a week, do washing twice a week, all that sort of jazz, and study whenever I can and read. Okay, so let's say so you've got your work, you split up amongst your 5 days, and then you go down to your next biggest task. So let's say meal prep. Okay, so on my 2 days off, I might go, I prep 1 meal that day, prep another meal that day. They're 2 big tasks. Okay, and then let's go to my next big task. It'll be like cleaning out the car, washing, filming, and then maybe something else, and you like break it up and you do just little bit by little bit every day. And then on the days where you got like a bit of free time, you got like, okay, so I've got my leg sessions are also big tasks, and then my upper body days, and Pilates are really easy, light on the body. I'm gonna put them on those days. I'm gonna put my runs on these days where I've got that bit more energy. Okay, and then every single day I'm gonna read a chapter, and then every single day I'm gonna study for 15 minutes. You'll also notice that like if you don't have the motivation to do it, just by making yourself sit down and just do 5 to 10 minutes of study, you'll probably eventually end up doing half an hour to an hour of study just because you started. Just make yourself start doing the task. But yeah, that's not actually how I've organized it, it's how I want to organize it. Like I have so many things of like what should be done, but it's because I've learned so much in such a little time and I haven't had the time to implement it all. So it's like I know what needs to be done, it's just getting it done and executed. That's my issue at the moment. So that's eventually how my life will look like, and I'm slowly getting there. Someone asked me what my favorite part of the fitness journey is, and I responded to my story with literally just all of it with a dot point, and I thought like someone would just swipe and be like, oh come on, like seriously, like what is it? But like that is seriously like every single part of it. I love the ups and downs, the hardships, like everything. I love everything that it's taught me mentally. I love every tear that I shred. I love every good session, I love every bad session, I love every single rep that I've ever done. I love every single rep that I gave up on because it taught me to push harder next time. I love every single time I beep into the gym. I love every single time that like I buy an energy drink. Love those things. I love the community and meeting the new people, even if I might not get along with them. It's nice to meet them and know that there's people that are so different to me that also have such similar goals to me. I love the clothes, except for how expensive they are. But yeah, no, I love everything. And the fitness community is so supportive. It is so supportive. I love it. I love, love, love it. So yeah, everything. Everything. Learning new things as well. Just, I don't know, it's just so amazing. It's like you can't pick one thing. You can't even pick a handful of things. The entire thing is amazing. If I were to sum it up into one thing, it would be self-development. Just like new things, being better would be it. But yeah, that'd be it. Someone also asked me about motivation, like getting yourself into the gym, yada yada. I responded with a very lengthy text, which is on my story highlights. If you want to grab a look in the Q&As, it's there. Have a read. It's a good read. But I'm also going to talk about it briefly here as well. So what I said about motivation is, obviously we've heard most people would have heard this, is that motivation is like sprints. You can't rely on it to keep like steady and readily progress. Like you have to rely on discipline, and motivation and discipline are two of the things that like I really want to focus on in my career. So it'd be like motivation, discipline, mindset, and women's health. There are lots of things that I want to focus on. So the first three, the mindset, discipline, and motivation, that's men, women, whatever, doesn't matter. And then women's health, like periods and cycles and all that jazz in training. They're things that I'm very passionate about. So I want to know why people are motivated and why people stay disciplined. Like what snaps in you? Because I felt it snap. Because I went through for a couple years bursts of motivation. So many bursts. But you can never rely on it. So what finally made me snap? I have no idea. It wasn't my breakup, because my breakup was 2 months before my snap. No, 3. It was 3 months before my snap. So what made me do it? I have no idea. I'll figure it out one day. But motivation side of things and the discipline side of things, my advice that I give to you is your content. So lots of my content that I consume, my TikTok, my Instagram, everything is filtered for me. So anytime I see something that doesn't align with my values or my lifestyle, whatever, I unfollow. Anytime I see something that does, I follow it, I save it, I like it, because I'm going to see more of that. I use the algorithm to my advantage. You know how people say, like, I built this for your page brick by brick? You literally have to do that. You have to make sure you're seeing what you want to. You could build platforms for different things. So you could have, like, your TikTok built for humor and your Instagram built for motivation. So when you feel like you need to be motivated, you go onto Instagram. All in all, what I'm trying to say about finding motivation and unlocking a discipline is finding your reason why. Why are you doing it? Because if you don't know why, if you're just doing it because someone else is doing it, you're not going to want to stick to it because you don't enjoy it. You need to find a reason why. So the reason why so many people in the fitness industry that are working in it are disciplined is because it's their job and they enjoy doing it. They enjoy it. So for me now, I keep going because I love it. I can't imagine not going. So it's a lot easier for me to go because I'm obsessed with the journey, I'm obsessed with the gym, I'm obsessed with feeling my muscles sore. But if someone's just trying to like stay fit or keep healthy, like, and that's not something that they actually really enjoy, it's like a tedious chore for them that they have to like get done. It's a bit harder to maintain that discipline to keep going. So it's about finding your reason why. Why is it that you're going to the gym? Why is it that you're training for something? Like, what is it? Do you have fitness goals? Do you have movement goals? Do you have body aesthetic goals? And you just have to remind yourself of that. Constantly remind yourself. Set it as your background. Put it on a poster. Put it on the back of your toilet. Like, whatever it is. Like, constantly remind yourself of your why. So maybe you've started going to the gym because your partner likes abs. So you're doing that. Save a picture of your partner or a picture of abs as your background. Motivate you. Get it done. If the reason why you're going to the gym or you're going on walks or running or eating better even is because you literally just want to live longer, be healthy, find some quotes about that, save that, customize your background, make it that. put the posters up. What I have was gym anxiety. I think I'm going to this a bit later in another episode at some point, and I'll touch on it a bit more. But what I'll say for now is that gym anxiety is a rough thing, and it's also very like personal and rooted within you. It's like, why do you feel anxious to go? So I used to have a bit of gym anxiety, and it was usually because I saw people that I knew. So if that's the case, change gyms. Go to a gym where you don't know anyone, and you can start fresh, because you don't have to worry about people you know judging you, because the people who know you are more likely to judge you because they recognize you, you know. If you're at a place where no one knows you, no one knows you, you know. So like, they're just gonna look at you and see you as someone and walk away. That's that. With gym judgment, not a lot of people are judging you, and if they are, they're low lives. Simple as that. Because the gym is a place for people to work on themselves. Most of the time, 9 out of 10 people, maybe even more, are there because they're literally looking at themselves and they're judging themselves, positive or negatively, whatever. But they're looking in the mirror and going, my triceps are looking amazing. Where the hell are my delts? Why are they not popping out yet? Fuck, my pecs are still not big enough. Or damn, abs are looking good today. I didn't even realize I had them. They're looking at themselves. They're looking at their ass. They're looking at how good their clothes look on them. That's what they're looking at. They're not looking at you. So don't stress. No one's judging you. No one's judging you. And the thing is you can always go and ask people. A person who put this comment in also said that they're shy, that they're scared of like being alone. Take a friend. Hire a PT. If you hire a PT, or you get like, some gyms offer a free PT session with the membership, you can just tell them, be like, I'm really anxious, can you please show me around, introduce me to a few people, make some friends. There's so many different ways to go around gym anxiety. I always get mine when I don't know the place. So I always go during quieter periods. Sometimes when I go into my shell and I don't really want to see anyone, I will literally try to avoid the crowd as much as possible, because I don't feel comfortable at the gym. I have been at my gym for about 8 months, I'd say. 8 months now. I love it. I love every little bit of it. It's so good. There's a bit of drama and gossip, but like, you're gonna find that wherever you go, so not a big deal. And I'm not really part of it. I've just heard of it through people that I like know, like friends and stuff, but I'm not into that. I'm all about supporting and being good to each other. So that's all I have to say about gym anxiety. If you guys have any more questions about it, or my gym anxiety, or if you want to touch more on yours, and like, we can try to discuss it and try to find the root of it if you want to. I'm not licensed in anything, but I do love to talk about this sort of stuff and find maybe why you might be feeling the way you are. It'd be great to have a discussion with you, so you can always reach out in my DMs if you like. I'm not scary. Someone also asked, a few people asked me if I'm looking for a partner, if I'm looking at dating or anything like that. I'm not looking at all, because I have so much to do myself personally. I got a lot going on, and I need to focus on that. But as I said in my Instagram, if the right guy comes along, I'd be an idiot to say no. But basically, my dream guy, I'm gonna touch on this on one day, but I can imagine myself dating someone who's like just as much of a fitness freak as me, and they push me to be a better version of myself, because sometimes I struggle, and when I fall into a hole, I just need someone to pull me out of that hole. I can do it, and I can pull myself out of that hole. Sometimes it takes me 3, 4, 5 days, but I can do it, whereas I want them to pull me out after day 1. Maybe let me live in it for a bit for that day 1, but pull me out of it after that. And I also want to do high rocks doubles with my partner. If my partner's not going to do high rocks, and they're not that fitnessy that they can't do high rocks, it's not going to work out, babe. I'm sorry. That's me. That's what I want. We're going to get stuck into our topic of the week. Fuck, that was long. The art of being alone. It is so late. I really want to go to bed. But we're going to smash this out. So, I love being alone. It is one thing that I'm absolutely obsessed with. And the person who was talking about the gym anxiety before, they said that they don't know how to be alone. Girl, I was alone for the longest time in my life. So when I was alone, I used to go to the movies. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I used to go to the movies and just sit there and just watch movies like by myself all day, because it was just like so relaxing, and I was so at peace. There was no one around. I literally was just me, myself, and I didn't have to think about people judging me. I didn't have to think about what I was wearing. I didn't have to think about where we're going for lunch. It was literally all I wanted. If I wanted popcorn, I got popcorn. If I wanted ice cream, I got ice cream. If I wanted a Coke Zero, I got a Coke Zero, because they wanted a Coke, we had to share a Coke. No, like, I got what I wanted. I wanted sushi for lunch, I got that. Being alone is like amazing. I find that when you're alone, you get the most work done, you're the most productive, and you're your most authentic self. Okay? So for me, I had about 2-3 days where I was fighting with my best friend and roommate. So I was alone for the entire time. I had actually such a good time. In the most loving and respectful way to her, I had an amazing time. I decided to start this podcast when I was alone, completely just with my own thoughts. I had no one calling me, I had hardly anyone texting me, I was literally just alone. That's another reason, like, being alone as well is like being free of distraction. So I've deleted TikTok, my Instagram notifications are turned off, my Snapchat notifications are turned off. The only notifications that I have are text messages and phone calls. Everything else is off, because it's completely alone and at peace, if that makes sense. So I feel like when you're alone, your productivity increases. Some people aren't like that. They go like fully like freeze up. So for me, sometimes I sit there and I love to just talk to myself. That's why I started the podcast. But sometimes I listen to a podcast, sometimes I listen to music, and other times I'm just alone with my thoughts, and it's amazing because I like remember things I forgot about. Like, oh shit, I was meant to see such and such for coffee today at 4. And if I was with someone, there's no way I was gonna remember that. So solitude is good. I think it leads to success. It gives you clear thoughts. You're learning about yourself and you're dating yourself, really understanding who you are, what you are. I'm personally my best version of myself when I'm alone. I think it's amazing. That leads me into this, is the art of stepping away from people who don't align with you or no longer serve you. Not just people, but things or places as well. So that might be your bed frame doesn't serve you anymore. It doesn't really relate to your personality. It doesn't really show your true personality at all. It doesn't, like, it doesn't make you happy. Throw it out, get a new one. Get one that does. That could change a lot. You have no idea, it could. Your background doesn't align with you anymore, change it. Your best friend, they really like to smoke and drink and party, and you're running and eating healthy, and the only times that you seem to fall off the track is when that friend's around. That friend really shouldn't be in your life anymore, because the people that you surround yourself with are literally your future. Your workplace, the content you consume, the food you eat, the things you drink, the people you talk to, the conversations you have, the podcast you listen to, the music you listen to, those are all your future. So choose wisely about that. I feel like topic of the week was probably like 10% of this video. I really do love, I feel like I could go on for more if I wasn't so tired, but this video is already so long. We've touched on so much already. So I think I'm happy with that, which is so exciting. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you if you have any questions about being alone or anything else I talked about today. Next week's topic is about my relationship with school, my relationship with employment, and wanting to be my own boss. I'm pretty much just going to give you the whole story, the big scoop about how I got to where I am today. It's exciting. Little spoiler, I did and still want to change the schooling system. I emailed the education minister actually when I was in grade 12. I don't like her. Anyways, that's all for me. Thank you so much for coming in again. If you didn't watch part 1, you can head back and watch that. If you didn't watch last week's episode, that was a great one as well about habits. But yeah, I will see you next week. Thank you so much. Stay safe.